Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Weiner Wellness Virtual Summit. It is time for Jeff Nisnick, applied kinesiologist at the Weiner Wellness Center, to talk to us a little bit about Lyme and other chronic illnesses and natural solutions. So, Jeff, I'm looking forward to this talk. I'm going to jump to the background and let you take it from here.
Okay, thanks, Tracy. Well, hello, folks. My name is Jeffrey Niznik. I'm a nutritional consultant at the Weiner Wellness Center, and today my talk's going to be about Lyme and other chronic illnesses. So a little bit about me. I grew up in Center Township, Aliquippa, Monaca area. I went to Center High School. I studied engineering at CMU. I worked for civil engineering firms for a while. I had all kind of problems with my body, and it got me into the natural health field, and that's what I'm doing now. I've been doing this for the last 29 years, helping people fix themselves. Come spend some time with me at the Weiner Wellness Center. Let me test you with kinesiology, muscle testing, see what we can do to get you on track. I'm on the radio and my own Energy Talk radio show Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. They repeat that at 5 p.m. every day, and sometimes they record it at other times during the week as well. I'm also on KDKA, one Saturday a month on KDKA, but that KHB radio show, that's broadcast on the internet on khbradio.com, but it's also broadcast on 4 different radio stations. So no matter where you have internet access, you can pick up the show. If you want to set an appointment with me or anyone else here at the Weiner Wellness Center, call 412-922-9355, and we'll do what we can to get you on the road to health and better success. Let me give you an FDA disclaimer. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't treat, I don't cure, I don't prevent any disease or condition. If you got problems, you're advised to go see your doctor for that. Okay, the basic premise of what I do. During an appointment with me, I use your body energy to communicate with us. It's called applied kinesiology. And energy is supposed to flow through all these different parts of your body, and we can ask your body where you have these weaknesses, basically disturbances in the force. And then you find out what particular nutrient strengthens those weak reflexes. Your body will tell you you have a strong reaction to this particular enzyme, but not that one. This particular detoxifier, but not that one. Your body will tell you I have a strong reaction to this and a very poor reaction to that one. That's what I do when you come to see me. We're going to communicate with your body and help you pinpoint what your body says it wants. And again, we don't treat, cure, prevent anything, but I'm going to aid and assist you in improving your nutritional status. And then hopefully your body responds in kind. Hopefully your body starts to work better. You need nutrients for your body. You don't need drugs. You don't need anti-inflammatories, to help fix you. Your body requires nutrients to do all the things it's supposed to do. And we're going to spend some time delving into what your body says it wants. Okay, so chronic diseases, they're defined broadly as conditions that last more than a year and basically make your life kind of miserable. And they don't seem to go away, or they vary in intensity, up and down or whatever. They could be heart disease, cancer, diabetes, but also Lyme, kidney disease, arthritis, gout, irritable bowel, lupus. These are all chronic diseases. These are things that you can't take a magic pill for. But that's what most people do when they have these problems. They go to the typical medical industry and they look for that magic pill. That magic pill is usually just a drug that nullifies some of your symptoms while you progress to get worse. Okay, so what commonalities are there between chronic illnesses? All challenges to the function of our body start with nutrient deficiency and toxicity. Those two things, back and forth, give you most of your problems. How nutrient deficient are you? How toxic are you? Toxins disrupt and distort the functioning of cells. They used to teach you that your genes were your destiny, and they found out your genes are not your destiny. They found that the epigenome, the covering to the cells, have receptor sites on it, and when bad things bind to it, the genes transcribe in a bad way. When good things bind to the cell walls, the same genes transcribe a different way, in a way that benefits and aids you. So if you can get rid of the toxins and you can put nutrients in, chances are things are going to work better. You're not drug deficient. Nutrient deficiency is the biggest problem out there. So what kind of nutrients are we talking about? You need a huge research study was done over 12 years. They did 20 million tissue sample derivations on 450 different vertebrate animal species. And they found that all vertebrates require the same 90 essential nutrients. Now it's 91. 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids, and 60 different minerals. And now they found we also need cannabinoid-rich hemp oil. Once you start putting nutrients in your body, maybe now your liver can function the way it's supposed to, or eats more efficiently. And this is basically when people come to see me, this is what we do. We delve into this and see what your body wants and what it's just rejecting. So when you come to me, tell me about your breakfast. Tell me about your lunch. Tell me about your dinner and your snacks. How nutrient dense or nutrient poor are all those meals? How toxic are all those meals? A lot of people, they're rushing around. They stop and go get a burger, fries, and Coke, or burger, fries, and soda pop. How toxic is that stuff? How nutrient poor is that stuff? What kind of damage is that doing to your body? And then you expect your body to function at a maximal state, a maximal level, recover from injury, recover from disease and illness. This is where disease and illness starts. It's what we put in our mouth. But today we're going to talk about these wonderful little buggers. Aren't they so cute? Nasty. Ticks and Lyme disease. When they bite you, they can give you this circular rash. And that may be a symptom that, a signal that, you know what? Maybe you ought to look at what you can do to improve your immune system to deal with this. So certain ticks will transmit Lyme disease and other things, and other ticks won't. And here's just an example of deer ticks and wood ticks. Deer ticks apparently spread Lyme and other disease, and wood ticks don't. But I don't know if that's true or not. This is just what the internet said. So there's a nasty little bugger tick, and those things bore into you. And that outer abdomen, by the way, is, I believe, how they respirate. And we used to have a dog that got ticks on her, and we would get essential oil and put essential oil on that outer belly that's sticking out and coat it with a dishwashing liquid that stops it from respirating. And then you just circle around it, and eventually it ticks back out. Most of the time that worked. Okay. If you want to learn really in depth about Lyme disease and how it originated and so forth, there's a great article on naturalnews.com called Lyme Disease Mysteries, Part 3. This was written back in 2010. But if you can go to this article and you want to have more information about it, you can check it out. Basically, they're saying that the United States has a weapons lab, a bioweapons lab in this island off of New York City, across from Lyme, Connecticut. And birds apparently pick up different ticks and so forth and can fly across the little channel there, about 10 miles, and spread Lyme disease over in Lyme, Connecticut. And that first reported incidence of this was way back in 1975. So here's a picture of the island down below here. And right across the Long Island Sound is Old Lyme, Connecticut, and that's how it got its name. So Lyme disease, contagious, worse than they thought. So the pathogen responsible for Lyme disease is the spirochete called Borrelia Burgdorferi. There's many others: Borrelia abzeli, Borrelia garini, Borrelia japonica. There's a whole kind of different versions of it, because they believe they created a whole bunch of different versions of it in this lab. So it's a cell wall deficient bacteria, which makes it difficult for an antibiotic to kill it, because the antibiotics usually destroy the cell walls of bacteria. So then what do you do to combat this? So a few medical research scientists and doctors discovered that Borrelia Burgdorferi is virtually in all studied victims of Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, fibromyalgia, and many other chronic diseases. So how many other chronic degenerative diseases, often with neurological symptoms, can be related to this Borrelia Burgdorferi pathogen, as well as possibly Borrelia abzeli and japonica and garini and all these other ones? Remember that Lyme disease, it mimics other diseases, and the symptoms may show up and you think you got one thing, you may have Lyme. And we're going to talk about more what to do possibly about this in a few moments. So there are several doctors and researchers who believe that Lyme disease or the Borrelia Burgdorferi pathogen has contaminated millions of people internationally. but most of them have been diagnosed with just standard neurological or degenerative diseases. And many methods of Borrelia Burgdorferi contamination, in addition to tick bites, have been exposed since the year 2000. Now, supposedly we have all these people having all these chronic diseases, chronic conditions. Is it really Lyme? But then what do you do about that? Let's do some testing with you and let's delve into that further. When you come to see me, this is what I do. Again, I don't treat any of this. We're going to communicate with your body, and your body's going to tell us, I've got a real strong reaction to this group of immune boosters, but not that group. We can help you pinpoint what your body says it's attracted to. So glutathione, your body's supposed to make glutathione, and there are things in our food supply that interfere with the production of glutathione, like glyphosate. You guys ever hear of this? It's the active ingredient in the weed killer Roundup. It's put into different vaccines as an adjuvant in vaccines. The weed killer Roundup, glyphosate. And glyphosate may interfere with glycine in their body and help to make it difficult for your body to produce glutathione. And what does glutathione do? It reduces oxidative stress. It may help improve psoriasis, help reduce swelling and damage in alcohol and non-alcohol related fatty liver disease. How many people have fatty liver disease? They said at least 24% of the population have some level of fatty liver disease. One of the biggest culprits of fatty liver disease, high fructose corn syrup. This glutathione also helps improve insulin resistance in older individuals. It may help increase mobility for people with peripheral artery disease. It may help reduce symptoms of Parkinson's and may help fight against autoimmune diseases. Your body's supposed to make this. Now, the question is, so your body's supposed to make this, and you need a bunch of different nutrients and amino acids for your body to make glutathione. You need to convert folic acid to folate. You need to have glycine, cysteine, and a couple other amino acids in order to make glutathione. Here's the question. Are you getting that from your diet? If you have a bowl of cereal in the morning, so many people tell me, I show them how poorly they respond to wheat products, and they eat a wheat cereal every morning. They ask me, well, what can I eat for breakfast then? Like there's nothing else to eat in the world other than wheat cereal in the morning. That wheat cereal, if it's not organic, it has an over 95% chance of being genetically modified, which means it's sprayed with the weed killer Roundup and you're getting that glyphosate in your body. And this is what perpetuates disease and problems. Toxicity, nutrient density, very nutrient poor cereal, very toxic cereal, and people don't even realize it. And then they pour milk on there that's not organic. That may have 84 different steroids and hormones and antibiotics and insulin growth-like factors, nerve growth factors, platelet inhibiting factors, all this stuff is in milk. And you're starting your day with a toxic soup per se, and you have health problems and you wonder where it's coming from, and you go to a doctor looking for that one magic pill that's going to fix that. There's no magic pill that'll fix that. Maybe come spend some time with me and let your body, let's communicate with your body, and your body will say, you know what, I test very poorly to this milk. I test very poorly to this wheat cereal. Why am I doing this? Your body will tell you yes or no. So you, I, everybody we know, we're being damaged, damaged from our food, water, atmosphere. The media is warping everybody's brains. The media is programming, and quite often it isn't programming to benefit your health. It's usually the opposite. It's programming to benefit people that sell you drugs and food and chemicals. So in addition to that, now everything is an energy, including laundry detergent. You'll see when I test you, you may test poorly on, have a very weak response to cabbage, onions, peppers, chili peppers, mangoes, tomatoes, all sorts of things. You'll see, when I ask you, let me see how you respond to tomatoes, and you can't resist me. Let me see how you respond to broccoli, and you're super strong. Tomatoes, super weak. Then I'll ask you the same. Let me see how you respond to your laundry detergent, and many people are super weak. So you're wearing an energy that makes you weak all day long, and then you sleep on bedding washed with that same laundry detergent, and you're having health challenges. This is just another additive factor that may be part of your dysfunctioning. So when you come and see me, we test all these things. Now, of course, everyone knows how our government's corrupted, our medical system's corrupted, our educational system's corrupted, also that the pharmaceutical interests can profit. Why don't schools teach people how to detoxify? Wouldn't that be a benefit? If poisons land on the walls of your cells and distort genomic expression and function, wouldn't it be good to know how to detoxify that? Get it out of your system? Schools don't teach this. It doesn't matter what age level, unless you go to a specialized school, you don't learn this thing. This is what should be taught to everybody, including you, your family members, everybody you know. In addition to all that, the stress of daily life, everybody has commitments. You get schedules, you get jobs, you got all these things to do. And quite often preparing meals that are healthy for you doesn't take priority time-wise. Many people will just grab something and run out the door. Or they stop on the way to work and they get a bacon and egg and cheese biscuit. Remember we talked about the glutathione earlier? Is that bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit going to give you the nutrients you need to make glutathione? Is that bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit going to give you the nutrients you need for your liver to do its 500 different functions? This is where chronic disease originates. Nutrient deficiency and toxicity. All right, now let's go back one more. So, of course, fast food is not only incredibly toxic, but it's loaded with things that manipulate your metabolism. But most children and many adults are poisoned with toxic DNA-altering vaccines and other injections on top of that. That's also something to consider. If you're looking to improve your health, is it wise to inject aluminum into your bloodstream, the week killer round of glyphosate into your bloodstream, amongst the entire genome of a male-aborted fetus injected into your bloodstream? These are all the things, if you want to try to maximize your chances of being healthy, happy long-term, you have to consider, what are you doing to your body? Maybe spend some time with me and let's test you and let your body communicate with both of us on maybe what's the best way to proceed. So again, the root causes of diseases, they're never addressed. Toxicity and nutrient deficiency. You got to have nutrients flowing in your body. You got to get the toxins out. You're not baby aspirin deficient. Think about it that way. You're not baby aspirin deficient. Do you think God designed our bodies that when we grow up, in order to be healthy, you got to take a baby aspirin? Well, what did people do before baby aspirin was invented? They must have died in droves, right? Are you blood pressure medication deficient? Or maybe something went wrong and you need to correct that on a physical level, on a cellular level. Give yourself your body's always trying to fix itself. And quite often it's just lacking the nutrients to do so. But when you finally give it the nutrients to do so, miraculous things can happen. People write me testimonial letters all the time, like chronic disease, irritable bowel syndrome. I've had a number of people that usually in 4 weeks, they do tremendously better. Once they start improving their nutritional status, getting toxins out of their system, not eating foods that are inflaming and irritating them, and chances are they do way better. On the first visit, I test metals on people. See how they respond to aluminum, mercury, cadmium, nickel, hexavalent manganese, all these different things. This lady here, the paper, she wrote me a testimonial letter. When I first saw her, she failed on 12 different weak reflexes on her body, how the energy flows through digestive enzyme reflex, allergy reflex, thyroid right and left, gallbladder, and so on. 12 of those were weak on the first visit. She also had a poor response on 8 different metals. She failed in a negative response to 71 foods. She came back 4 weeks later after changing her nutritional status. She stopped eating foods that she tested poorly on. When she returned, none of those weak reflexes were weak anymore. She no longer had negative response to any of these metals anymore. And foods went from 71 bad foods down to 8, and those 8 foods are bad for everybody. But here's the thing. She's 40 years old, 40. And for 40 years, she's been constipated her whole life. And she told me now she's not constipated anymore. The incredible intestinal pain that she had was gone. She was only going to the bathroom once a week, occasionally twice a week. And had just her whole life struggled with this. 4 weeks later, she didn't struggle with it. I didn't treat, cure, or prevent her for any of this stuff. She had this chronic condition. I aided and assisted her in improving her nutritional status. And then her body did what it was supposed to do. How can you expect your liver to do all the things it's supposed to do if you don't give it the nutrients it needs to do those things? This is the concept that we're talking about. And maybe come spend some time with me and let's do some testing with you. I think my clicker just died. It did. All right, let's go this way. Click. All right, Tracy, I need some help.
What's wrong?
My PowerPoint won't advance.
Use the up and down arrow keys on the keyboard.
Yeah, I am.
How about clicking on the PowerPoint icon down at the bottom? Do you see that? It has a P. Okay, now try to advance it. There you go.
There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're a lifesaver. Thank you much. Okay. So if you want change, you got to change your lifestyle. If you're having chronic conditions, you have a certain lifestyle that manifests those chronic conditions. It's that lifestyle. You got to look into what you've been eating. How well do you sleep? Do you get to bed early enough? Do you sleep in a dark room? Are you looking at your computer screen or cell phone for an hour or two before, trying to shut the light off and go to sleep? That's stimulating your brain. Is your ability to purge toxins and metals good? When people come in and they see me, I test on this kind of stuff, and your body will tell you what's going on. In addition to that, your teeth are wired to your body electrically. And if you have a root canal, an infected crown tooth, mercury-filled tooth, you could very well be blocking your voltage, your life force energy, to 2 different organs for each one of those teeth. I test teeth when people come to see me, and then I refer you to some biological dentist who may be able to help you. Now, how nutrient dense and how toxic are your meals? These are things you have to consider. Do you exercise? Exercise drains your lymphatic system. Exercise improves your cardiovascular system, your pump. If you improve your cardiovascular system, you're going to get nutrients to the rest of your body more efficiently. Rather than stagnating things, exercise helps to improve this whole circulation. Circulation, your blood carries healing nutrients. And if you have poor circulation, parts of your body are nutrient poor and may not work so well. So exercise may manifest helping all this stuff. But in addition to all that, do you have an overgrowth of fungus you're also dealing with? Candida yeast or parasites or virus or bacteria or lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Okay. So why do you have health challenges? If you have arthritis, gout, joint pain, irritable bowel, it doesn't matter. Lyme, something is wrong. Your immune system is supposed to handle and deal with all these different things. You should be able to digest foods. Something's wrong. And usually that backbone of what is wrong is something nutritional in nature. So you may need some nutritional support to boost your immune system. Let's ask your body what it wants. You really want to discover why you're having issues and focus on why, the cause, versus just take an anti-inflammatory pill. Okay. Here's the thing. You got to believe that your health challenges don't have to be a life sentence. Your body's always tearing down old cells and making new cells. Quite often, those old cells are nutrient poor. If you replace those old cells with new cells that are nutrient poor, you're going to have the same problems. If you replace old cells that are nutrient poor with new cells that maybe now have all the chemical reactants it needs to do what it's supposed to do, those cells and or organs may function more efficiently. So with proper diet, nutrition, voltage, all these things, it's quite possible you can turn it around. You can right the ship. Okay. So how do you know what's wrong with you? Let's do some muscle testing with you, energy testing. It's called applied kinesiology. They teach us in a college. A college was started in 1975, the International College of Applied Kinesiology. This isn't something that I invented in my garage 3 weeks ago. They've been teaching this to healthcare professionals around the world for 50 years. So factors leading to poor health, lack of proper nutrition. Maybe just not digesting your food very well. Eating bad foods, especially wheat, barley, rye, and oats. United States wheat has been rebred to have really high levels of gluten in it, and many people can't break that down. That coats your intestines with this paste that blocks your absorption of nutrients. Maybe stop eating this stuff. 95% of it is sprayed with the weed killer Roundup. Do you want to eat that stuff? You want your children to eat the weed killer Roundup? Unless you buy organic, there's a very good chance you're eating the weed killer Roundup. And all of a sudden, as time progresses, these little bits, they add up to big bits and big problems. Low voltage, teeth, scars. If you have a scar on your body, underneath your skin, on the covering to your muscles is this layer of fascia. And if you cut that fascia, you can be blocking the way energy flows underneath there. If you tap someone on their skin, on the back of their hand, they're sending an electrical impulse from there to their brain. With a surgical scar, if there's an energy meridian underneath there, like if you have a C-section cuts you across your abdomen. I'm always corrected for this. My wife is a school teacher, and if I say across, she's ready to choke me. So if you have a C-section across your abdomen, that huge scar usually blocks voltage and energy flow to your circulation and sex energy meridian, your kidney meridian, your liver meridian, your spleen meridian, and several more. So what do you do about that? Maybe the right essential oil on that scar, maybe the right essential oil on your feet may help you get those energy flows back again. Too acidic of a diet. You need minerals in your diet. If you eat too much acid-producing foods, your kidney's going to tell your parathyroid gland to steal minerals from your bones. Let's test all this stuff, folks. Mechanical misalignment. I work with 2 of the best chiropractors you'll ever find. Now 3 of the best chiropractors you'll ever find. Dr. Gideon Orbach, Dr. Joseph Hahnemann, Dr. Philip Ross at the Weiner Wellness Center. Let them check you out. If you stand incorrectly, if you have shoes that are worn out wrong and it's a change in your gait, all these things add up to problems in the body. And then pathogens, including Lyme. Factors leading towards poor health, pathogens, including Lyme. Okay, so your body needs 91 nutrients flowing into it. You need adequate voltage to catalyze all these reactions that are supposed to happen throughout your body. And that voltage may be weakened by not enough minerals, tooth problems, all sorts of things, scars. And then toxins. We're all exposed to toxins. I always say, if you're driving down the street and you're behind a diesel bus and you're smelling those diesel fumes in your car, even though your windows are up, you still get those diesel fumes in your car. Do you realize every car you follow, you're breathing in that exhaust? It's going into your lungs, into your bloodstream, through your body. Your body's got to filter that back out. So our need to detoxify is quite profound. That not only the blood, the liver, the colon, the lymph, the intestines, our whole body needs detoxification. So kidneys also need detoxification. Your kidneys are a filter and they're a sensor. And if they're not filtering your blood at an adequate rate, you're going to have more problems. So let's do some testing with kidney nutrition. So, do your kidneys need some nutritional support? Well, let's ask your body, do you have a strong response to kidney and bladder tincture from Nutritional Frontiers? Or do you have a better response to Renogen from Metagenics, or KDY, kidney tincture, or FOS food from Standard Process, vitamin B6? Does your body want combinations of these things? This is what I do when you come and see me. We'll test each of these things. Okay, so what about the pathogens? Chronic disease. What if you got a virus attacking your joints? What if you got fungus attacking your joints? Or even parasites? And years go by and you never deal with this fungus, or you never deal with the virus. You never boost your immune system. You're always in a weakened state. What do you do about this? I have 3,200 vials in my office to test people with. I have a kit, a Lyme kit. I have a virus kit. I've got plants and pollens kit. I got, emotions, vitamins, and minerals, and all sorts of things. We can ask your body, how well do you do to polyethylene or plastics or hydrocarbons and so forth. We can ask, are you challenged by these things? And if so, say for instance, you're weakened by hydrocarbons, we're going to ask your body, how well do you respond to different detoxifiers in response to that? So the immune system part of this, say we go through the Lyme kit and you fail on 5 of those vials in that Lyme kit. Well, and I'll have you hold all 5 and let me see how you respond to all these 5 vials. And I test your arm muscle and you're super weak. You can't resist. Well, then I'll test probably 14 different immune boosters. And quite often people will test strongly on maybe 8 of those immune boosters. And then I'll have you hold all 8. And I'll say, let me see how these Lyme factors respond to these different immune boosters, all 8 of these, and test you. And it's no. Should we eliminate this one? No. Should we eliminate this one? No. Should we eliminate this third one? Yes. Take that out. Let me see how you respond to the remaining ones. Still weak. And we whittle it down until the ones remaining strengthen your weakened response. And sometimes that's 3 immune boosters, 4, 5, even 6. Whenever I got bit by 2 different ticks on the same day, a week later, I got a rash and I got flu-like symptoms. And I had my wife test me on that kit. I failed on several factors in that kit. I held all these different immune boosters and I was left with a group of 6. I took those 6 immune boosters. In a very short period of time, I felt great again. This is what I do when you come to see me. This is how I operate, basically. Okay, how do we change this here? So in addition to this, if you fail on some Lyme factors, I also test on these things. Nattokin plus, Wobenzyme N, and proteolytic enzymes, things that may help deal with this protective biofilm on different bugs in the system. Quercetin, some support for the endothelial layers of your blood vessels. NRDMG, give you oxygen. Very few troublemakers in your body do well in an oxygen-rich environment, and that NRDMG may help you with that. Okay, your intestines need probiotics. Say you have lupus, say you have chronic candida or parasites, something's irritating your intestines. Let's test on probiotics. I have 8 different probiotics in my office. And it's interesting that if someone presents to me and I test them on multivitamins, quite often they'll test strongly on 3, 4, 5 different multivitamins, usually 3 or 4. When I test on probiotics, when I ask the body which particular probiotic strengthens all these weak reflexes on your body, it's only one. It's one. Out of this group, usually only one will strengthen all the weak reflexes. Then I can't tell you, what, this probiotic will fix you. I never say those words. I show you you're weak on these 12 different places on your body. And this one here, this Frontier Biotics, it strengthened everything. For me, I would take the Frontier Biotics. And lo and behold, people return 4 weeks later and they're telling me, you know what? I'm better than I've been in 40 years. And people tell me things like this all the time. Okay, so what if you have an issue with candida, yeast overgrowth in the body, and you've got chronic bloating in the abdomen, gas, you're fatigued. You seem like you're fatigued all the time. You've seen different health professionals and can't seem to get over this fatigue. And then people come to see me after seeing 2, 3, 4 other people. And I test their body the same way I test everybody else. They have all these weak responses on the body. And now all these antifungal remedies strengthen all these weak reflexes. And then we ask the body, does your body like Candikill better than Caplex or Candibactin AR over BR? Your body will tell you, I got the strongest response to this one, but none of the other ones. Everyone strengthens the weaknesses in your body, but this one here strengthens it the most. Okay. Beyond that, a lot of people come to me with rashes. They've had rashes on different parts of the bodies, some people for decades. And they've tried everything under the sun, they say, to help deal with these rashes. And I test them, and all these antiparasitic formulas strengthen all the weak reflexes. Chances are that rash is from parasites. Then we do the same thing. We ask the body, does your body like this one better than that one, better than that one, better than that one? And your body will say, you know what? I do the best on this one here. And my body says, I'm really strong on 4 of these a day. 5 of these, I'm weak. 4 of these a day, I'm strong. Maybe start on 4 a day. Your body will tell you. Now, everybody's exposed to toxins. Everybody. There's not a soul on earth that isn't exposed to toxins. You just look in the sky and you see chemtrails. Aluminum barium salts, amongst other things, they're spraying up there. You follow a diesel car, diesel truck, any car, you're getting toxins in your body. You eat any food prepared outside your house that you didn't grow, you're getting toxins in your body. The food industry is designed to sell more food. The pharmaceutical industry is designed to sell drugs, not make you healthy. So how do you sell more food? Well, in the veterinary field, if a horse is nutrient poor, if it's missing minerals, it'll chew on its barn stall. It'll chew on wood. It'll chew on anything it can get its mouth on to chew on. It's looking for minerals. You put a mineral lick out and it stops the chewing. So if they make food that's very nutrient poor, maybe you're going to want to eat all the time because your body wants nutrients and it's very difficult for you to get these nutrients. And then that food contains all these toxins, and maybe you need to detoxify your body. So then we just ask, does your body want something like Live Clear to maybe help with phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 of liver detoxification? Does your body want more of like a meal replacement shake that has all these detoxifying capacity to it? Or maybe just like Frontier Cleanse that addresses different parts of the body and has a bentonite clay in it it's an adsorbent that will adhere to toxins as it goes through your alimentary canal. Proline Greens, one of the most amazing detoxifiers on the market. Proline Greens. It tastes great. It's powdered fruits and vegetables, all designed to detoxify you. Or maybe just Metallic Clear. How do you know what your body says it wants? Your body will tell you. Let's test these reflexes, find out what's weak. Does Live Clear strengthen this one? Does Metallic Clear strengthen this one? Does Proline Greens? Proline Greens, that's the one that strengthens it. Maybe that's the one you should take. That's how it works. Okay, so with chronic illnesses, of course, you want to maintain a healthy weight. Being overweight, being obese creates challenges just in being overweight and being obese. Get your weight down. Everything in your body is dependent on how nutrient dense your foods are, but also your body's ability to get those nutrients out of the food through your intestinal wall into the portal vein over to the liver so your body can utilize this stuff. What if you have a hard time digesting food? Proteins in foods are supposed to break down to amino acids. Those proteins, if they're not broken down completely and you've got some leaky gut syndrome and these bigger protein clumps are getting into your bloodstream, your thymus is going to see this and attack it like an invader, like a virus, a bacteria, a pathogen. So then you'll waste energy and nutrition creating an inflammatory response and an immune response to a food that should be giving you energy and nutrition. So if we can help you digest your food more efficiently, if you can nutrify your body and maybe your pancreas pumps out the digestive juices that it's supposed to produce to break your food down, maybe now you become more nutrient satisfied, more nutrient rich, and things start to work better. If you don't do this, it's a very good chance your lymphatic system can get overloaded with toxins on top of all that, and then you got to deal with that whole aspect of things. So on the body, there's reflex points that allude to you may need some stomach acid support or digestive enzyme support or gallbladder support or combinations of things. So we test on this. Cybezyme, one of the best digestive enzymes out there. But some people do better with stomach acid support, like Betazyme, or combinations of digestive enzymes, stomach acids, and gallbladder. Different mixtures of those. Maybe just more enzymes with gallbladder support, or maybe just this one here for stomach acid. So when you come to see me and we test on these things, your body will say, you know what, I have a poor response to 71 foods, And this Cybezyme strengthened all my weak responses to those foods, whereas Betazyme didn't do it. Digestion GB didn't do it, but this Cybezyme did. For me, I would take the Cybezyme. I can't tell you that Cybezyme will cure your problems. I can show you where you're weak. I can help you improve your nutritional status by maybe taking something like this. Okay, let's see a chiropractor. Your body is controlled by your nervous system. And if you have irritants to your nervous system, misalignments, let a chiropractor evaluate you and adjust things that need to be adjusted and get your posture restored to a level that may foster improving your nervous system that controls everything. Now, inflammation is one of the biggest problems out there. When we get inflamed, we damage cells. When we get inflamed, we have to produce an inflammatory response. We waste energy and nutrition creating an inflammatory response. That damages cells, and we have to waste energy and nutrition replacing those cells with new ones. So things you want to avoid: wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Doesn't matter if it's organic or not. If it's raised in this country, wheat has 4.5 to 5 times the amount of gluten in it than they have in Europe, especially Italy. Processed sugars. Raising your insulin levels is a terrible thing to do to yourself. Processed sugars really raise those levels. Added sugar, soft drinks, these are terrible. Soda pop is just saying like, hey, give me a glass of liver damage. Think about it that way. When your kids want you to buy a 2-liter root beer, just say, here, have a nice bottle of liver damage. This is what this is. Of course, in the marketing, they say it's refreshing. I don't think liver damage is refreshing. So these other things: sweets, candies, breads, pastries, refined carbohydrates, fried foods. This is all terrible for your system and can lead to inflammation. If you have chronic issues, maybe you want to avoid this. And then your teeth. We talked earlier about the teeth, how your teeth are wired to your body electrically. If you have a root canal, you're putting poisons and toxins in your body every day, as well as bacteria or fungus, or both. And it's blocking energy flow and voltage to organs in your body. Myself, I had these 2 teeth on me were root canals for 41 years, and I blocked my own life force energy to my kidney and bladder. Every one of your teeth are wired to your sinuses, other than your wisdom teeth. Every other tooth affects the sinuses. If you get sinus issues, so let's look at your teeth. Do you have a root canal on this tooth? Do you have a mercury filling on that tooth? You have issues with energy flow. Like on your canine teeth, that's connected to your liver and gallbladder. Where have you heard this before? Just probably from nobody. Okay, so what do you do about this? Say, for instance, I do test your teeth and you have weak responses there. See a biological dentist, a naturopathic doctor, biological dentist, someone trained in how energy flows through your teeth, and help you assess what's going on and what you need to do to correct the situation. These are all the things that add up. Everything we talked about today adds up to chronic conditions. There's no magic pill to fix all those things we talked about today. But it's the lifestyle that you were leading that created those problems in you. So maybe a little tweak to your lifestyle, several little tweaks to your lifestyle may start getting that ship going in the right direction. And as time progresses, maybe a few more tweaks and a few more tweaks. And eventually, like myself, 5 years ago, I could barely walk. I had all kind of back pain and neck pain and knee pain and digestive issues and sleep apnea. And I hardly have any of that anymore. But for the past 5 years, I've been doing pretty well with nutrifying my body, stopping eating things that inflame myself. I stopped eating wheat, barley, rye. I stopped eating pizza. Yeah. That was a hard one. That was a tough one, giving up pizza. I still have gluten-free pizza from time to time. I don't do well with a lot of cheese, but I'm okay with some from time to time. Once every blue moon, 5 months or so, I have my favorite pizza shop, and then it ruins me for 3 or 4 days. And I ask myself when I do, it's like, why do I do this? Why do I do this to myself? Maybe that's just food addiction. There's chemicals they add to foods that your body says, you know what? I need that fix. Okay, so folks, we are out of it. That's the end of the presentation. I hope that you gleaned some information from this. I hope this helps you. And let's talk to Tracy. Tracy, do we have any people we need to address here?
All right. Jill, some good info is likely I can listen through. Just a lot of good comments about all this great information that you provided us. So I think there's a few things in the chat you could probably go back. One question, she said, my husband was told you can get Lyme disease from multiple spider bites. What do you think of that?
I don't know. They give that, and I don't know. If you have multiple spider bites, you have these, venom or toxins from the spiders in your system. You need to detoxify that, and maybe need to boost your immune system for that.
Yeah, and I would probably say on that line, Jeff, like if you do have an additional assault on your system and you have Lyme that maybe was missed or not diagnosed, or maybe has been dormant, that immune system response to the spider bite could leave, the Lyme undetected by the immune system and therefore maybe have a reoccurring infection, right?
Yeah.
So whether spiders transmit Lyme or not, I don't know. It's possible. We're finding out that lots of other things can transmit Lyme.
Yeah, come in and let's test a Lyme kit on you and see if you fail on 3, 4, 5 of these things, and just test to see what's immune boosters you do well with, and as well as antioxidants. If you have, occasionally I get poison ivy. I take extra greens. I take extra reds for that. Get the stuff flowing out of my system more efficiently. Detoxify and more antioxidants. If you get a spider bite, maybe detoxify and more antioxidants. That's where I would go with that. In lieu of coming in and let's test you directly. Okay.
Great stuff. All right, Jeff. Thanks so much.
Tracy, thank you again. Appreciate everything you do for us. And folks, if you want to set an appointment with me, call 412-922-9355. Call the Weiner Wellness Center and let's get you on track to hopefully on a better road to recovery.
Yes, go see Jeff and any one of the team members there. All right, my friend, thanks so much. Stay tuned for the roundtable coming up at noon.
Thank you, Tracy. Goodbye, everybody.